Jericho Road Family Practice was started back in 1997 by Dr. Glick and his wife. And in serving the population on the west side of Buffalo, they found that it was a very needy population. There were other needs besides medical needs that they wanted to address. And it couldn't be done just through a clinical practice, so they started the Jericho Road ministry side. And that grew out of the needs that were expressed by the patients of the family practice. So some of the ministries that came out of that are mentoring women in childbirth who are going pregnant for the first time, some housing issues, some financial issues, just anything from even learning how to write a check to a savings account. We also noticed that there was school readiness issues. The National Parent-Child Home Program was started by Phyllis Levenstein, who was actually working on her doctorate in studying graduation rates, high school graduation rates, and realized that it's not necessarily what happens while the children are in school, but what happens at home. And of course, we know now that parent involvement, parent engagement, family engagement with schools is really important. She developed a model for visits twice a week with a family, and they're short, they're 30-minute visits, but in that 30 minutes, we model for the parent how to use developmentally appropriate books and toys to prepare their children for school. So we start them at 18 months, and they stay with the program for 2 years. We follow the school year, so it's in October through May. During the course of 1 year, they get 24 weeks of visits. So 12 books and 12 toys. And then it's a 2-year program, so you double that. And by the end of the 2 years, the parent has a pretty good idea of how they can help their child communicate more. And the parent is also sharing some of their own expertise with the home visitor on how their child best learns, because really the parent knows their child best, and the parent is the child's first and best teacher. And that's what we try to reinforce in the visits, is we try to give the parent the confidence that they need to be their child's first teacher.
I am a home visitor for Jericho Road's Parent-Child Home Program. One of my families is from Iraq, and Jericho Road had had interaction with this family, but they were having a hard time tracking this family down. The mom had never been to school, so she had never even been to kindergarten, and apparently one of the little girls had gotten into the preschool program, but the dad did not want the girls to be in school. And because I knew some Arabic, Debbie, my supervisor, had me go and visit this family, and so I just showed up at their house. We couldn't contact them. I don't think we had a phone number. I showed up at the address, and as soon as they opened the door, I started to speak Arabic to them, and then immediately kind of the walls came down and they let me in, and we sat down, and I actually had my first home visit that day. Really began to see that they have been given this incredible opportunity here in America for their 3 little children, and the mom and dad began to realize that despite the mom not ever having the opportunity to have education, these 3 little girls will have an opportunity to get an education. The 4-year-old is just learning English rapidly. The other day I went in and she was home from school. She's learning her colors and numbers, and the PCHP program just really set them up for success. Like going from a home where there's no English to then a school where there is English. They already were used to me coming in, an American, face, speaking English. So they were used to that. They were used to hearing the colors in English and Arabic. the numbers being spoken, and then the books that we had given, I know are books that they're going to see in 4-year-old preschool and kindergarten. So it wasn't strange for them to make that transition into a classroom setting.